Hello everyone, today GCTK, I mentioned it right near the bottom, around $8, and then it's ripping face, vertical, to almost $16 a share, which is an almost $8 a share gain. So if you use 1,000 shares, that's almost $8,000 in profit, which is insane because people work for, months to get that, right? Some countries even a year. That's crazy. And we do this every day, guys. And again, I make these videos not to brag, but to inspire, motivate, and share the potential of day trading. Because I know it's not easy, but my videos are to help people, guide them in the right path, right? Not financial advice, but just with the experience I have, because I've been in stocks since 2018, and most people, they've just been, a lot of people are newer to day trading. They've only been doing it for a few weeks or a few months. So I'm just trying to help out, guys. So I'll appreciate if you comment, like the video. And I got a lot of people that really liked the GNS video I did yesterday and the TMC video. And I'm going to be talking about those again in this video. So stay around, guys. And I'm going to be talking about first GCTK, right? So why did I like this stock? You already know, guys. You watch my videos, you already know the answer. You go to the float, 400K float. That's like nano. Anything under 30 million is low float. And it's good opportunities, right? So this stock has 400K float. I noticed it immediately at the start. It starts to pop, and I mentioned it. This stock ends up just consolidating, right? Because it didn't just pop to 16 immediately. Because sometimes stocks do that. These low floaters, they do that instantly, where it just goes up straight. Like candles, green candle after green candle. But this one, it just consolidated for a bit, and this stock had news actually. It wasn't a multi-day technical setup. It was actually news based, so it's like a catalyst behind it. If you look at the news, it said that it had positive final results in human study for diabetes, right? And diabetes is a huge disease, like cancer, asthma, any disease that's big and impacts a lot of people. You're gonna get a big price action on those moves, especially if it's positive data. So GCTK ends up ripping face. After the consolidation, you want to see previous resistance break and be turned into new support. That's exactly what happened, which is one of the golden rules of day trading. The previous resistance becomes support, short gets trapped, and you get bent over. On top of the psychological areas I keep talking about, those 50-cent intervals, 9.50, 10. I mentioned $8. The whole level is very, very important in the morning time, as well as after hours. A lot of shorts, they like to short on rejection of those whole dollars. For example, if a stock tries to break out over 8 and it fails to do so, a lot of shorts will just start slamming the short, right? I used to short years ago, and I don't short small caps anymore because it's not worth it. All it takes is one trade where you blow up your literally years of worth of progress, right? Remember RGC? I mentioned that one, like $100, $150. It ends up ripping to almost 1,000. I saw people on X, on Twitter, that were short bias traders who've been trading for many years, and I saw people blowing up their whole years worth of accounts. So it's not worth it. So GCTK was a monster. The next stock, SONM, this same deal, guys. This one again had news, I believe, in the morning time. It ends up ripping from $1.25 to $1.97, which is almost I believe 80% gain or 70%, which is really nice. I mentioned the 150 pivot, which was really interesting to me because if you look at how the stock was acting, if you watch my videos, the stock personality is very important for day trading small caps. You want to see how the stock price action, when volume comes, you want to see how it reacts to it, right? Because not every stock has the same personality. Some stocks, they don't act the same way. For example, if one stock has a big volume, it'll just start crashing immediately, and then it will just go back over, it'll reclaim, it'll go bounce back, right? And some stocks will just go straight up. And SONM, this one I traded many times over the years, I'm pretty sure. And this stock, it ends up popping, and then if it holds those psychological levels, like $1 or $1.50, it ends up ripping. That's exactly what happened to the T. If you look up the chart right now and you draw out the support, 150 support, and then it made a very clean move. I believe that was 33%, which is solid, when you're day trading. So The next one was same situation, ADTX. This one I also mentioned. It's exactly the same situation, 150 pivot. This is also the same float as SONM. It's micro float, which means under 10 million. It's very small float. So ADTX, it ends up ripping face to 2+ vertical, 220 almost. But unfortunately, if you look at how it rejected really hard, it's a multi-top rejection. If a stock has multiple rejections over and over and over, that's not good, especially if you're talking about shooting star, this type of wicks. And it's just really bad, and it's not good. But what I'm looking at right now, in after hours, it's starting to reclaim, and it's looking good again. So you want to keep this on watch tomorrow. This macro float, 2 million float. That's very small float on a biotech, right? This is a ADTX. I'm just double checking. I know it's a biotech, but this stock apparently it deals with immune health and women's health. So if you want to do more DD on that, if you're into the stock, this stock I'm gonna put on your watch list. So next stock that is in this video, GNS. I talked about yesterday, and I'm gonna mention again in this video because a lot of people seem to really like the stock. So GNS, I mentioned yesterday, this is one of those supernovas. I remember back in the day, not even back in the day, this was only a year ago, right? This stock ended up ripping like 1,000% or something. That was like 2 years ago. GNS has a personality of making huge multi-day moves. You could check yourself, go to the daily chart. I'm doing it live with you guys right now. You could check GNS has stock personality. So what this stock loves to do, it trap short, and then it ends up making higher, like a higher high, right? And this stock, actually, the CEO, I believe Roger Hamilton, right? That's the guy. Wasn't he the guy that was the king of short squeezes, or what was it, like the naked shorts, or somewhere along those lines? Because I'm trying to remember, what was it? He was like one of the leaders of those movements, right? Remember the short squeeze movement? This was like 2 years ago, naked shorts or something like that. And if you're someone like that as a CEO who knows about short squeezes and who's had experience in these type of things, right? Because I have no connection with, I don't talk to the CEO, or I don't have any insider. I'm not sponsored by GNS. So I'm just saying my honest thoughts as someone who used to short in the past, just to short. If you're shorting something and you know how the stock reacts to multi-day movers, and you start to see shorts piling, and especially on those weak days, for example, like today, where it was a pullback day, the RSI, it got really heated up yesterday. If you look at the after hours price action, I mentioned it yesterday, and multiple times actually, around 50 cents, and then it's ripping face to $1 almost. And you gotta expect these things. I said it for other stocks too. If stock makes a crazy like jump or just go straight up, 3 huge candles, you can't expect it to keep going up and up and up, for like 10 hours straight, right? So this stock made a very clean pullback right now. You're looking at the 1 hour chart, and again, it's picture perfect, A+ setup, 1 hour pullback. Even if it feels like a even more downtrend, that's completely fine in my opinion. So you want to see the reclaim tomorrow over psychological area. I'm looking tomorrow over 75 cents, and then it could go easily over $1 plus. Because look at the daily chart volume. I mentioned yesterday's video. Look at this volume. This is not small, guys. The average volume, according to the broker I'm looking at right now, it's not even 10 million. But look at the volume it's had this week, or the past couple of days. So one day it had like almost 70 million volume. And this stock is not huge market cap. It's not like $1 billion market cap stock. This has legs, guys, to go higher. So you want to keep an eye on GNS, add it to your watch list. And I could talk a lot more about this stock, but I'm just mentioning it to you guys quickly because I made a video on it yesterday, and I don't want to make the video too long, but I definitely have more to talk about for GNS. So hit the subscribe button, guys. I'm probably gonna make more videos on it. TMC, another one. This again, Same situation as GNS. I mentioned it many times, around $6. And actually, I've seen this stock many times over the years. It's not the first time that I've been on this stock or I mentioned it, because I had like few people say that, I'm just finding out about it like 2 days ago. That's not true. I actually know about this many years. I've been in and out these type of stocks, the short squeeze type of stocks, all the way back since like, GameStop eras or even before that, right? Because I've been stock since 2018. So TMC, this one I mentioned at $6. And this stock just ends up getting huge volume, guys. Again, this stock is not just a technical based momentum trade. This is this is more fundamental. In this administration, basically, you're gonna see growth in this sector, right? And you're talking about, you look at this company, you research it. There's just so much to go into. Like, it's like I could make like a 1 hour video on it, but that's gonna be way too long. You could research it yourself, guys, if you're in this stock. It's just the potential is really crazy for this sector, right? And I'm just mainly speaking about technicals right for now. So look at the macro weekly chart. Just go to the weekly chart and look at this. Like this strength golden cross is insane. This chart, I said in the previous video, but 9 was my first target if I were to give a price target, but again, not financial advice. But you want to see 9 plus. I think a lot of people have their sells at 10 or up that are swinging this all the way from the lows. But I know a lot of people are looking for this long investment type of trade. But again, you want to see this stock continue to have this volume. It's very nice. Let's look at it right. I'm looking at it right now. TMC, very nice volume today again. You want to see this continue every day. And the stock could easily break 10 plus, in my opinion, if this continues. Again, this is not one of those small market cap companies. This is this is more bigger market cap, almost 3 billion. And I'm monitoring this every day, guys. So if you have any questions about TMC, or if you want to make me to make more videos on TMC, write down in the comments, guys. I'm gonna be helping out by trying to make more videos as well. So the last stock today for this video, alt. This one again, I've been in this type of stocks many years ago, COVID, and I got people mentioning to me about the stock again this week, and I mentioned it as well myself. So ALT, what I really like was the bullish consolidation. If you see bullish consolidation multi-day, it's really good on biotechs, because usually biotechs, they dilute, right? It often tends to go down, like in a downtrend most of the time, these small caps, because these are not like huge. Most of these companies, they don't got a lot of cash, or they're not really in that position to, in a strong position, right? So ALT, I'm noticing very strong consolidation. And it finally broke out of that sideways action today, 774. It kind of rejected the psychological 775 area, those 25-cent intervals, which I've been talking about, but I think it's easily tomorrow be A+. But because the hourly chart was just so strong, and it finally broke out. And I know this stock is it's a biotech, right? So this catalyst coming for it, most likely. And there's a huge short percentage float on it. And if you know these type of stocks, these biotechs, what ends up happening is that they have buyouts often, which means that for example, if the stock is trading at $7 and there's a buyout at $20 a share, the shorts are gonna get, bento margin call, it's crazy. And the market for this stock is metabolic liver disease, right? I'm looking at the news, alcohol use. I'm just looking at the headlines because I don't want to make this video too long. It says right here, alcohol use and American diabetes. That was the other stock. Remember GCTK, massive move today as well. Guys, add this to your watch list. ALT, I'm adding it as well. I'm watching this every day actually before I even made the video. And I do think this stock could easily be $8 plus, probably tomorrow or by the end of this week. So if you have any questions, guys, leave in the comments. I'm gonna be making daily videos, just trying to help people. And appreciate you guys, liking the videos, and I'm gonna make more, guys. So I hope you guys have a great night, and peace.